So I'm up in Muskoka. I'm going to be doing a Algonquin trip tomorrow. So hopefully you'll join me for that. I just made it to the property that I actually grew up on. And I know as a kid, this was a giant field back here. We rode our motorbikes back here. But as you can see, over the course of years, it's definitely not a field anymore. But that's what happens, everything changes. Anyway, I just thought I'd share some things from this property with you. Maybe you'll find them interesting. So here's part of the old motorcycle track. Now we're just getting to a part that's kind of open still. A little bit clear. This is early spring still, so a lot of water on the ground. A lot of moose tracks actually out here right now. Take a look down. So yeah, there's definitely some moose around. Fairly recent too, because the leaves are all turned up. Yeah, maybe I'll be able to see one. That'd be great. Love to see a spring moose. So behind me here is a massive pile of rocks. You can see when the early settlers were here, they tried to clear the land. There was just an insane amount of things that they had to overcome. Just piles like that, you find them everywhere on this property. They were just trying to feed their families, to grow a little crop, but ultimately it didn't work out very good for them. But they left their signs here behind. This here was one of the old homesteads. Many years ago. You can see from the size of the trees growing out in the middle of the homestead. This would have been around the 1800s that this was settled originally. And all this land here was cleared at one point and where they tried to grow crops. But the crops didn't work here. The season was too bad, 2 long winters, and the soil wasn't very good. So now all we have is leftover spots where history was at one point. So this is kind of interesting. This many years ago was used as a child's stool. For many years it's been sitting here, at least 45 years, and it's still in the same spot it was, waiting for the next child to come and use it. But yeah, this would have been probably from around the 1800s that this was used. And one more of these old foundations where the settlers had a building at one point. I'm not sure what was here. Built into the wall like this, or the hill like that. It could have been a shed or somewhere to store animals. Not sure exactly. It's way before my time. And interestingly, it was a lot of people from Finland that settled this area. So you find a lot of Finnish names have been here for a while. And a lot of the old households here had saunas on their property. So it's kind of neat to see and think maybe this was where a sauna was at one point. So many years ago, this is a spot where the original settlers set up a deer stand. And when I was a kid, it was already really wobbly. And I only remember going up in it one time. Well, 40 years later, that's what's left of it. Yeah, so this was about 15 feet high, and it was overlooking a field here. Just so you know what it looks like now. No field. Field gone. So this here's another artifact from probably the late 1800s, when this field here was cleared. It doesn't look like a field at all. Again, this is another pile of stones that they took off the field when they tried to grow crops. As you look at it, it's probably 5 or 6 feet deep, 8 feet wide, 20 feet long. Amazing the amount of work that they did just to try and grow crops here. This as well was a little dirt bike racing track. Now, it's very hard to find the original path now, but I could see part of it up here. There's a tiny bit of a clearing, and if you didn't know that it was here, well, you'd never know. It's that grown in. But this used to be a bit of a path that we would take, and it would cut right across through here, through all these little pines. Let's just walk through, and I'll show you where it used to be a wide open field that we had lots of room on our motorbikes to be able to drive. We're entering into the area now. As you can see, it's grown in. So this would have been in the early 90s, later 80s. And you can see how fast it takes to grow in an entire field. Pretty much all these pine trees are new growth in that time. Amazing. So this here actually was an original sauna. It was built here by the Finnish settlers many, many years ago. It has been looked after to a certain extent, and it's been used for storage for many years. There's no sauna in it anymore, but this is what many of the original ones looked like around here. Interesting, we've got deer and we got moose right beside each other. So here's the first place I ever saw a bear. It's right behind me. This trail here. This trail used to be the main road that went down to the lake, which is about 5 minutes from here. On the road today. Probably 10 minutes by this trail. But yeah, first time I saw a bear was right there. I was about 5 years old, maybe. And it was exciting, let me tell you that.